What's up? It's Team MBL. I'm Music by Lucas.
And Lauren C. Ray, and welcome to Hawaii.
If you want to know what we're up to while we're traveling, you can check out this week's vlog on Lauren's IGTV.
And if you're watching this live, don't forget after this, head over to our Discord for the Q&A with Matt Nash is this week, and he's from Hexagon, and he played at Tomorrowland with Don Diablo, so
he's going to be answering your questions.
Right, exactly. He has a lot of good things to say, so make sure to head over there after this. So a lot of you guys ask us how to finish tracks, how long you should work on tracks, how you can get finished with tracks.
It has to do with timing.
Right,
because
exactly.
You have, like, whatever you're doing in your life, maybe you have work, or maybe just, like, stress, or whatever is getting in the way. Like, what is the timing issue that's causing you to not be able to finish tracks? Or is it something else? Is it not timing? Is it that you have enough time in the studio, but maybe something is holding you back from getting inspired? Either you don't know which direction to go with your music, etc.,
etc. You can't finish your tracks, or you want to finish your tracks and there's something in the way. So today we're going to give you 3 easy hacks for you to save time and finish your tracks.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to let the stress of life stop you from doing what you love. If what you love is making music, you're supposed to enjoy it.
You're supposed to be passionate about it. You're supposed to be excited about it. But if, like, finishing the track is making you, like, stressful and anxious and you can't, then it's not fun anymore. And we want to keep it fun for you guys, because that is, like, the main goal, is that you guys have fun and that you work towards
and that way you feel more confident too when you get behind your laptop or your computer and you can actually just produce better music.
So number one hack
would be to figure out track arrangement. So track arrangement can be a little bit tricky for a lot of people. I know with, like, our online music school, it's one of the #1 questions we get all the time, like how to arrange a track. Or maybe they don't ask, maybe they just think that they know how to arrange a track. They just want to go off inspiration and just, you know, arrange the track however they want. But
the best arrangement is one that a DJ can play, right?
Yeah, the best arrangement is something that is playable. It just really depends on what your goals are. If your goals are to get your music played by big DJs, like at Tomorrowland, for example, then you got to figure out what kind of track arrangements do they play when they play their sets live. Because there's a reason why those track arrangements work in music. A lot of labels want tracks arranged a certain way so that they're more playable.
Once you know the arrangement, you can plug away and make a million tracks because you know
the layout
needs to go. And so what would be like a trick to figure out what an arrangement or like a good layout would be, Lucas?
If you have any idea what your style is or what style you want to go for, the best thing to do is to find a popular track within that style and drag and drop the WAV file or the MP3 into your DAW and just look at the arrangement in comparison to yours.
Like what particularly in the track?
Like how long the break is, how long the buildup is on the drop, how long until the clap comes in, how long until...
And then they can kind of adjust their track to kind of fit it, and then you will get used to it after a while. You'll know what it's like after a while.
And it's because
you'll be better at it.
You're not pulling in the track to figure out how to do a melody like theirs, or how to make a lead like theirs, or how to find a snare like theirs. So you're not copying their track. What you're doing is looking at the layout. You want to understand the foundation, so that, because once you figure out that, like she said, you're just going to be plugging away a lot faster on your music.
Number 2, focus on your style. Now, if you know kind of where you want to be headed or your end goal track while you're making tracks, I think you'll plug away a lot faster, because if you're stuck on a certain part or you're trying different types of things all the time, it is going to be really difficult to finish a track that way, because you're going to feel stuck, or like wait for that next inspiration, or is this something you want to work on, or you know what I mean? Like,
for a lot of people, they just don't know what style they should be producing, or which, because you don't want to, like, necessarily pigeonhole yourself. And let's say you love to produce multiple things, you don't want to be like, I'm only going to produce this. So that's not exactly what we're saying, but it can be faster if you have an idea. Like for me, I'm doing future trance. That is something that I've been working towards for a long time. I didn't know that I wanted to produce it at first, but then I realized, because people liked it and I loved producing that style, I started realizing more and more what my style was. And now when I get behind my laptop, I can produce a lot faster, going back to, like, the track arrangement. I know what my track arrangement is. I know what kind of sounds I like to use. I know what kind of samples I tend to use. I know what length the track should be like, and that helps me produce quicker. I can always switch it up a little bit, but I have an idea.
And producers evolve, they change genres slightly, or, you know, their sound evolves. So it's not that you should always do this one thing, it's just that it's a lot more beneficial if you kind of know where you're headed.
Especially for saving time.
Exactly. So for me, like, I'm very used to editing vlogs and filming vlogs, and I can pretty much piece together a vlog very, very quickly now, but I couldn't at first, because I've got, like, my style down on how I like to vlog. But I'm currently working on a documentary, and I've been working on it for a few months right now, and that's a completely different style of editing, and it is a lot, and I'm going a lot slower with that. And it's not that it's a wrong style, Lauren, you should stick to vlogging. No, I mean, I'm supposed to do this film, I'm supposed to edit this documentary,
Yeah.
but it's taking me a lot longer of time because I just don't have it down right away.
So I was going to say too, one of the biggest tips is if you don't really know what style you want to produce the most, one thing you can do is get your best ideas together, put them on a private SoundCloud list, and send them out for feedback to people you trust and start seeing what they say. Which one of your tracks they tend to like the most. And as long as you really love to produce that and you're inspired to produce that, then that could be a good idea of what you should focus on because you're also the best at it.
Make sure it's a passion project for you because like I said, it is a struggle for me right now with this film. I struggle in the ways of like, I'm just learning constantly, so it's taking a little bit longer, but I have a passion for the project, so I want to get through it. I'm so excited to finish it. Exactly. So if you don't like the certain style that you're finishing the fastest, you know, it needs to be both. It needs to be that you're passionate for the style and that you can also finish it the fastest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just make sure you're not like, oh, I got feedback that everybody likes this track the most, but I don't like making this.
Right.
Maybe you shouldn't do it because you will probably finish less tracks if you're not excited to finish it.
The next one is produce when you're inspired. So some people want to come at music production with kind of like a regular job idea, like, you know, punch in, punch out. Just every day from this time to this time, I'm going to produce music. And that can work for some people.
Yes.
So I'm not going to say that it doesn't work. But I feel like music is a creative outlet. It's something you typically do when you're the opposite of the clock in, clock out, you know, mode.
Yeah.
And so you want to be able to produce when you're inspired, because if you, let's say you're uninspired and you produce a track, it could take you, let's say 10 hours. And if you were inspired, you could whip it out in like 15 minutes to an hour. You know those best ideas where you were like, I don't know how I just did that. I did it in like 30 minutes. Well, you were inspired to do it. So then it goes to, well, how do you force inspiration? Well, you can't. So this hack is really just like when you're feeling inspired, start producing. Don't hold yourself back.
Right. So you might be saying, oh, well, with my schedule or when I'm in school or I have all these other activities and when I'm feeling inspired, I can't get to my laptop. I can't do the music I want to do. I think there's two like tips for this as well, which is one, what Lucas does is he'll try to record the melody or his ideas very quickly into his phone so that when he does get the opportunity to get out his laptop, he can go ahead and knock it out.
Yeah, like when I was at school, I used to have GarageBand on my phone, which works really well for like little melodies. And I'd also bring my laptop, which is why I think laptops for production are super helpful, because
if your laptop is safe where you are headed.
Yeah, because sometimes I would be like on lunch or like taking a break between classes, and I would just produce really quick, like whatever idea was in my head, and it would be different. Like if I just had the computer at home, I wouldn't be able to just pump that out, or I'd be waiting in my car for a class and just start producing something, you know, on the fly, because you always want to be able to get that inspiration out, because those are the golden moments. Those are when, you know, the magic happens.
It's like that with any sort of creative thing. Like when I'm in the mood to edit, I love editing and I get it done a lot quicker. If I'm like, 2 p.m. you need to edit, it's just kind of like, ugh, dang it, I have to do it now. But it goes to my second tip, which is that he said you can't schedule when you need to do your project, but I think if you have a really busy schedule, you can schedule yourself to give the opportunity for yourself to be inspired. So for instance, at 2 p.m., Lauren, you're gonna edit, but you know, you've got till 7 to do it. So, you know, maybe you're just doing sort of things until you feel in the mood to do it. Between 2 and 7, go for it. So you can kind of like chunk out your time like that and allow yourself to be inspired as you can. I think that's another way of doing it too.
It's more like giving yourself guidelines, and you're just saying you're not going to force it, but you're going to schedule the time.
Right, I'm not going to have to make this track now, but I'm giving myself the opportunity to feel inspired to be creative. Oh my gosh, that's so much lifted off your chest. It literally takes away and melts away any of that stress or anxiety, and you do allow yourself to be more inspired and more creative if that's the way you're going to do it.
And we got a bonus for you, which is send
bonus.
off. Yeah, the bonus is send off your unfinished track ideas for collabs, for potential collabs. So
and then they'll be finished.
Yeah, exactly. So
someone else will collab on it.
A lot of times you have these ideas where you hit a wall and you just can't get past it. You just can't. Maybe you have a really good break, you can't figure out a drop, really good drop, can't figure out a break.
I don't want to like lose this track.
Put it in a folder and send it off for collabs. You might not be able to do the collab right now, so that's why I say put it in a folder, because you might find the right artist later, and you might be able to make that into, you know, your next big collab, because they might come up with an idea that sparks more inspiration for you. They pass it back to you. You keep going. Sometimes it just takes another person to help with that. And again, saves you time, because maybe you're working on another track while they're working on the other collab idea.
So those are some hacks that work for us. If you have any more, you can comment them below. Remember, this is community. We love to share all of our different tips and tricks for, you know, obviously this one's to save time in the finished tracks, which is really important because the finished track is how you move forward in your career.
Exactly. And if you want to work with us and our team of coaches signed to Spinnin' Records, Armada, Hexagon, and more, we can help you reach your music goals at our online music school. We have weekly classes, we have private demo drops with major labels and artists, and you're going to learn everything that you need to know.
Yeah, like one-on-one training as well.
Mixing, one-on-one training, DJing, production,
all the
social
stuff
media, marketing, everything you need. And you can check that out at teamabl.com/join.
Okay, if you're watching this live with us, head over to Discord right now for our after party. It's with Matt Nash, Hexagon, and all that good stuff. He's going to answer our questions.
He's going to hang. We're going to answer your questions too.
We're going to do
So come on over and yeah, make sure to like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we will see you next week.
All right, guys. Bye.